现在还在处于疫情的变种，这个是令人更加的紧张的所以我们大家不能放松对于修行要更加的精进，对佛法更加的有信心。我们要不断的来累积功德多做利他的事情多修福报多做功德也多为一切众生来做功德希望一切众生都免于灾难希望呢能够突破这次这个这么危险的变种的疫情希望由于我们大家的努力能够更光明吉祥，能够更加的消灾希望呢世界都能够和平希望呢佛力更加的来加持我们希望佛光普照，天下太平，阿弥陀佛。
Good afternoon. Warmest welcome to all venerable therals and elders. Today is the 17th WBSY, the World Buddhist Sangha
Good
Year.
afternoon. Warmest welcome to all venerable therals and elders. Today is the 17th World Buddhist Sangha Youth General Conference. We are honored to have all venerable therals and elders and masters here to join us in this great event. Our most sincere welcome to all most venerable therals and elders from various monasteries all over the world. All venerable Sangha, all Dharma protecting lay persons, Amitofo to all and warmest welcome to all to the 17th WBSY General Conference. The theme for this year's General Conference is Health is the Greatest Wealth. With a most respectful and grateful heart, we would like to invite our distinguished president of the conference, the president of WBSY, the 48th Great Master of Linji School of Zen Buddhism, the chairman of Gongdasan Buddhism Foundation, the abbot of Taiwan Gongdasan Temple, the most venerable Master Shi Kuan-ru from Taiwan, to start today's conference with the chanting of the Great Compassion Mantra for the blessing. Welcome, everyone. We would like to warmest welcome to most venerable Anuruddha Thero, most venerable Pornchai Pinyapong from Thailand, most venerable Kama Thai Dorji, most venerable Dr. Tawalama Damika, and also from India, most venerable Dhammapriya, and many more venerable theros. Welcome. Thank you for attending the WBSY conference. The theme this year is Health is the Greatest Wealth. Now we will start with the chanting of the Great Compassion Mantra.
耶摩诃萨多婆耶，摩诃迦罗尼迦耶，唵萨婆拉法伊苏达那达夏，那么西吉利多伊蒙奥利耶，波罗揭谛舍婆拉能陀婆，那么那难金智悉利摩诃波多萨门萨婆陀多苏婆。二十云萨婆萨多，那么婆萨多，那么婆伽摩法特多大智多，阿婆卢悉卢迦帝迦罗帝，悉利摩诃菩提萨多萨婆萨婆摩来摩。摩西摩西利多云，俱卢俱卢揭摩多罗多罗法舍耶帝摩诃法舍耶帝多来多帝利尼舍婆拉耶则拉则拉摩摩法摩来。摩帝利伊西伊西是那是那阿拉僧法拉舍利法萨法僧法拉舍耶，呼噜呼噜摩来呼噜呼噜悉利娑来娑来悉利悉利娑噜娑，菩提耶菩提耶不多耶不多耶，弥帝帝耶那难金智帝帝舍利那，婆耶摩那萨婆诃，悉陀耶萨婆诃，摩诃悉陀耶萨婆诃，悉陀伊维湿婆拉耶萨婆诃。那能金智萨婆诃，摩那那来萨婆诃，悉拉僧阿穆切耶娑婆诃，娑婆摩诃阿悉陀耶萨婆诃，遮吉那阿悉陀耶萨婆诃，波多摩揭悉陀耶萨婆诃，那能金智波揭拉耶萨婆诃，摩婆利胜揭拉耶萨婆诃，那么哈那达那多拉耶耶，那么阿利耶，波罗揭谛说波拉耶萨婆诃。唵悉殿多曼多拉巴陀耶萨哇。
Respectful and grateful heart, we would like to invite the Secretary General of
With the
WBSY.
most respectful and grateful heart, we would like to invite the Secretary General of WBSY, the Most Venerable Anuruddha Thero from Sri Lanka, to lead the blessing.
Vivadyantu sabharoga vinasatu mate bhavatvantarayo sukirikayuko bhava abhivadana siddhisa nityam vata pachayino chattaro dhamma vaddhanti ayuvano sukham balam. Most Venerable Master Sequang Group, the President of World Buddhist Sangha Youth and Abbot and Founder President of Taiwan Gondasan Temple, Venerable Sir Dhamma brothers and sisters in around the world. I'm very happy today to address the 17th General Conference of WBSY, even that we all suffering from the COVID-19 pandemic all over the world. We used to conduct the conference of WBSY physically in different countries and in our past. We had a chance to meet each other and share our experience. There, especially we meet and had our food and beverage together, sharing our experience with each other. However, we have to have the conference, this nature due to the traveling pandemic. Especially, I, as a Secretary General of WBSY, convey my sincere thanks, most venerable Si Kwang Ru Master, for organizing this conference by depicting all the difficulties at the moment. We got opportunity to meet each other in many countries all over the world for 17 years. We are 18 years actually. Now we celebrate. Last year we cannot do anything. We are meeting this way with the technology at first time. I would like to express my gratitude to the organizing committee and honorable speaker, namely Most Venerable Sri Kwang Ru Master, President of WBSY and abbot of the Gontasan Temple in Taiwan. Venerable Khamma Thai Dorji from Bhutan, Most Venerable Dr. Ponchai Phiopong Paramadam, President of World Buddhist Alliance in Thailand, Most Venerable Prasurat Dantamanu, Chief International Relations Division, Wat Pradamakhaya, Patuntani in Thailand. Venerable Dr. Kalwane Kumara Kaksapa, Lecturer of Bhikshu University of Sri Lanka in Anuradhapura. Venerable N. Sopak, Member of Media and International Relations Office of the Supreme Sangha Council of Cambodia. Mr. C. Sopa, Director of Social Welfare Department of MOSVY, Phnom Penh, Cambodia. Dr. Lai Chat Yong, Deputy President of United Nations Peacekeeper and Federal Council, Thailand, and Secretary General of WAB. Most Venerable Dr. Thavalama Dhammika, Chief Sanghanayaka of Switzerland and head of the Geneva International Buddhist Center. Our Dhammavada, Most Venerable Bhante Dhammanag, advisor of World Buddhist Alliance from Bangalore, Karnataka, India.
Buntan Thaman, advisor of WAB. Most Venerable Indarantana, resident monk in Subang Jaya Buddhist Temple, Malaysia. Venerable Karandagol, senior lecturer, Bhikkhu University of Sri Lanka. Most Venerable Dhammanang, Venerable Banta Indiana, Principal of WBSY Myanmar President, Venerable Dr. Vintius Parn, Abbot of Buddharam Temple, Sweden, Venerable Dr. Vila Palas Wilmalanda, Assistant Secretary of WBSY, Senior Lecturer, BQ University of Sri Lanka, Venerable Pra Puntan Imfatong, WBSY Laos President, Dr. Hinyanai, Secretary of WBSY Layperson, Vice President of WAB, Vice President of IBC, Myanmar, Tan Pao Kosai from Indonesia, Benoy Lama from Nepal, Mr. Munkar Mangal, trainer and researcher of human development concept, doctoral candidate for public administration. I highly appreciate your valuable speeches and great contributions to success of 17th General Conference of WBSY. We are all fighting against this COVID pandemic at this moment. However, as we are one, we strengthen our bond by helping to each other overcome difficulties that we face. For an example, we are able to carry out remarkable services in Sri Lanka. I especially thank Most Venerable Shikwanru for donating $40,000 for purchasing PCR machines, ventilators, and other medical items for the General Hospital Matal in Sri Lanka. This has helped many people survive in Sri Lanka. I really thank Master Shukwanru and all the disciples around the world of Kungdasan. We have to take care of each other. I invite all of you to help each other by keeping the ideas in our mind
We organize this 17th General Conference.
We organize this 17th General Conference of WBSY. Especially, I would like to thank Most Venerable Shukwanru for providing the leadership of the success of this event. And all the Sangha members of Gongdasan. I wish you all good health and prosperity.
I would like to thank you, all of you participating in this event. Sukho buddhanam uppado, sukho saddhamma desana, sukha sangasya samaggi, samagganam tapo sukha.
Thank you, Most Venerable Mugunuwala Anuruddha Thero, for your blessing and your excellent speech. Now,
Thank you, Most Venerable Anuruddha Thero, for your speech.
Just said before chanting the Great Compassion Mantra in English. From Most Venerable Master Shi Kuan-ru, she said, "Today is the 17th WBSY General Conference. I would like to warmly welcome WBSY's Secretary General, Most Venerable Anuruddha Thero, and President of World Alliance of Buddhists, Venerable Dr. Pong Chai. And I would also like to welcome Venerable Karma Thai Dorji from Bhutan. Welcome Venerable Pasura Dandamano from Thailand. And welcome Venerable Dr. Tawalama Damika from Switzerland. And welcome Most Venerable Dhammapriya from India. Welcome everyone to join in this WBSY General Conference and give excellent speeches. The theme of this year's General Conference is "Health is the greatest wealth." We truly look forward to this moment to hear about everyone's excellent speech. Now, I would like to start with chanting the Great Compassion Mantra with a wish to a great success of this year's General Conference. Now, with the most grateful and respectful heart, let's welcome the Most Venerable Master Shi Kuan-ru from Taiwan to give her excellent speech. Please welcome.
大家好，很高兴台湾疫情呢清零这个期间我们送了很多大悲咒水到各个医院去，并且在疫情的灾区附近一直做了遍洒大悲咒水，所以我们也在对疫情做了一些帮助与贡献。
I'm happy that currently Taiwan now has 0 confirmed cases of COVID-19. During the pandemic, we have been sending Great Compassion Mantra water to various hospitals, as well as continuously sprinkling Great Compassion Mantra water in and around those severely affected areas and cities. We continually to doing so. So we can say that we have done something to fight the pandemic and help all the people. Thank you.
这2年呢，因为疫情我们只能用网络直播来进行年会的这个会议和大家交流。那这疫情不断呢，周而复始一波未平一波又起，真的是令人痛心啊。那人人呢活在这个恐惧当中。那么我们纵观染疫往生者很多是没有来学习佛法的人。那世间所谓有小3灾，就是刀兵劫、饥馑劫跟疾疫劫，这是人类自相残害那天神就不来保护了，那么这个鬼神呢就吐这个毒气，导致世间呢也是多灾多难人民苦不堪言。
As a result of the pandemic in the past 2 years, our general conference and communication has been restricted to online meetings. The pandemic has been in continuous cycles and never reaches an end. This saddens people, and everyone lives in fear. When taking a closer look at the ones who were affected by COVID-19 and passed away, one would realize that most of them are in the absence of Buddhism. There are so-called 3 minor calamities. warfare, pestilence, and famine. Human beings do harm to each other. The heavenly gods no longer protect people. Ghosts and spirits exhale poisonous breath. Thus the world becomes full of sufferings and misfortunes, and people suffer from unspeakable miseries.
在阿毗达摩大毗婆沙论卷134里面呢讲着说，非人吐毒疾疫就流行，那欲则命终，难可救了，都不闻有医药之名，就是没有解药就对了。那这个因为人类呢的行为放逸做不如法的事情，那这非人就有机可乘呢。那么他们就来摄取这人们的这个精魂精魄精魂，那就护不了这个人的身，那人就开始生病了。假如我们遇上福德不足的人呢假如福德不足的人呢遇上这个病呢，吸了这个毒气呢又没有修行呢，那么他会因这样的病而死亡所以这里面又讲的说我们平常没有平等心没有平等心呢来覆盖这个心呢，那邪法淫缠那嗔毒就增上相见呢便起猛烈的害心猛烈的害心各成凶狂，互相呢残害，所以呢就是因为这样的状况呢，非人就会吐毒啦，那瘟疫就流行了
According to the 134th volume of Abhidhamma Mahavibhasa Sutra, non-humans exhale poisonous gas. Infectious diseases spread. Anyone who is affected is doomed to die, and there is almost no cure. People do not even hear or know about the name of any medication. That means there is basically no cure for the disease. Human beings have indulged in undisciplined behavior and have done things that are against true Dharma. Thus, non-humans have the chance to take away their vitality. When vitality cannot protect human beings, they will get sick. If such people also lack merits, they will eventually die because of illness. From Abhidhamma Mahavibhasa Sutra, biased love and affection covers their conscience. Heterodoxy follows, and the poison of anger grows. As soon as people see each other, violent enmity rises from their heart. Each performs violent and harmful behavior, hurting each other. And because of this, non-humans exhale poisonous breath, and pandemic spreads.
人王般若波罗蜜经卷2里面讲现在要讲的是说为什么会有瘟疫是什么状况会导致瘟疫就是说人呢来破坏佛教，还有不孝父母六亲不和，那天神就不会保佑啦。这个时候极恶恶鬼就会来侵害人类还有众生呢不生正见思想有我执，心虽然有爱但不能达到平等无义又无孝 心中只有嗔害怨毒，所以呢，不断造作不如法的恶行，彼此于邪法残害不肯停息这样的人最容易感召这个恶毒邪气。那因为偏神不愿意保护这样的人呢，所以极易恶鬼便有机可乘。
So what causes pandemic? According to the second volume of the Human King Prajna Paramita Sutra, people destroy Buddhism, have no filial respect for parents, cause frictions among intimate relatives. The heavenly gods will not protect such people, and as a result, diseases, pandemics, and evil ghosts will do harm. Sentient beings do not generate right views and have self-attachment in their thoughts. They have love and affection, but with bias. They have no morality or filial piety. Their hearts are only filled with the poison of anger and hatred. They carry out incessantly evil acts against true Dharma and hurt each other using false doctrine or methods. Such people are most vulnerable to poisonous and evil influences. When heavenly gods are unwilling to protect human beings, pandemic and evil spirits can take advantage of the opportunity.
若有人持戒及修十善能招感龙天的护持，那修罗恶鬼也不能对人作恶，更何况鬼神呢？疾疫就是这个瘟疫也不能害人这完全就是人的这个道德行为偏差这个才会感召这样的这个疫情。
If there are people who uphold precepts and practice the 10 meritorious deeds, they will move and inspire the protection of dragons and heavenly beings. Asuras, evil dragons, and similar beings are unable to do harm to such people, let alone evil ghosts and spirits. Disease and pandemic cannot hurt them either. So, disease and pandemic are a result of bias in human mind, in the human moral and precepts behavior.
那以十善法来化导众生身能够不杀生、不偷盗、不邪淫，那口业呢不妄语、不两舌、不恶口、不绮语。那意呢不贪、不嗔、不痴，这样呢则安稳快乐。那极易自然消散在义德方面呢，就是在苦难当中呢，更不起嗔斗之心只有不再沉迷斗争残害，人们才能获救而佛所行赞呢，这部经提及不慢不骄慢，不嫉妒，无害等心，就会没有，就不会有饥饿，也不会有刀兵劫那么疾疫就会止息就会疫情就会消散就对了。
We should use the 10 meritorious deeds to teach and guide sentient beings, which are the body does no killing, no stealing, no sexual misconduct, the speech does, no lying, no speaking divisively, no speaking harshly, no speaking idly, and the mind, not being greedy, not being angry, not being ignorant. The one will achieve peace and happiness, and the pandemic will naturally end. As to the aspect of mind, people should not have the thought of enmity and violence, even when suffering from misery. Only when human beings do not indulge in fighting and hurting each other will they be spared. As it said in Buddha Karita, no arrogance, no jealousy, and no harmful thoughts will lead to no famine, no warfare, as well as an end to pestilence.
佛在因果经上说，慈悲众生就会健康嗔害众生就会多病。那有健康的身体才能好好的修行可以累积福慧，甚至可以成就佛道这是最大的财富但愿所有人都能够在多灾多难的现在来醒悟提升断恶广修十善，发菩提心，那让自己和我们的家人或我们的信徒都能够一切人呢都健康安乐。
The Buddha said in the sutras about karmic cause and effect, if one has compassion towards sentient beings, he will gain good health. If one holds anger against sentient beings and does harm to them, he will suffer from illness. Only with healthy body can we practice effectively, accumulate merit and wisdom, even attain Buddhahood. Thus, health is the greatest wealth. I hope that all can come to their senses in this disastrous moment, enhance the movement of cutting off evil, practice more of the 10 meritorious deeds, and inspire bodhisattva. Let oneself, one's family and disciples, and everyone to stay safe, healthy, and peaceful.
我们在持大悲咒的时候或是我们在为众生来祈福的时候可以带众生忏悔恶业障那祈愿疫情能够退散，那大家能够健康平安那在此感恩所有尊贵的长老法师及参与 WBSY 第17届年会非常感恩。那明天还有一天邀请大家为推动佛法安乐众生一起努力感恩大家祝您和您的家人弟子周遭的人大家平安健康谢谢明天见。
When we are chanting the great compassion mantra, while we are blessing sentient beings, we would repent bad karmic hindrance for all sentient beings and pray for the pandemic to dissipate. May everyone stay safe and sound. And here, I would like to express my deepest appreciation for all most venerable pharaohs and elders and masters for joining today's WBSY 17th General Conference. Tomorrow is the second day of the 17th WBSY General Conference. We cordially invite all to make great effort to promote true Dharma, provide peace to all beings. Thank you all. I wish all most venerables Venerable Sangha, and your disciples, your families, and everyone safe and sound, and peace and healthy. Thank you. Thank you very much, Most Venerable Master Shi Kuan-ru, for your excellent speech. Now let's welcome
Thank you very much, Most Venerable
from Bhutan to give us his excellent
Shi Kuan-ru, for your excellent speech. Let's welcome Venerable Kama Thaidori from Bhutan to address his speech. This is a translation from Most Venerable Kama Thaidori.
Namo Buddhaya Yataraya Sute. Namo Dharmaya. Namo Sanghaya. First of all, I would like to pay my heartfelt homage to Buddha Gautam. At the same time, I would like to extend my humble greeting
First
to
of all, I would like to pay my heartfelt homage to Buddha Gautam. At the same time, I would like to extend my humble greeting to everyone here, this conference, the most venerable
highly learned Buddhist scholars from the different parts
most venerable
of the world.
scholars.
I
Very good afternoon.
Therefore,
This is my first conference with highly learned Buddhist scholars from different parts of the world. I feel extremely fortunate.
for suggesting me to participate.
I would like to personally thank Most Venerable Dr. Kulawani Kumarakapaspa for suggesting me to participate in this most significant conference.
It is not only
Since the theme of this conference is health is the greatest wealth, it is not only the greatest, but also one of the most important wealth that one must cherish. The reason why I say this is every living being that exists on this beautiful planet has only one wish. It is to enjoy happiness and escape sufferings. Hence, to achieve that, one should have proper physical and mental health conditions. For example,
body is not good condition, it conscience or mental health. And to cure that sickness, we need to spend huge
when our
amount
physical body is not in good condition, it concerns our mental health. And to cure that sickness, we need to spend a huge amount of money. Likewise, if we do not have good physical and mental health conditions, we cannot focus on studies and practices. We will not be able to accumulate material wealth like others, and we will not be able to fulfill anything that we desire. As a result, we will meet unbearable sufferings and distress. With disorder, health condition, our precious human life, which is very hard to obtain, will go wasted. Even our daily Dharma practices will be affected if our health condition is weak. Thus, we will not be able to help other beings. In brief, if our physical and mental health condition is not stable, we will not achieve anything good for oneself and for others in this life and the next. Like I said, from accumulating
seeing all those rational points, not only for the human, but for all the living creatures. Health is one of the most pricey and significant wealth.
health is one of the most important to on this regard, Buddha Sukamayami gave a number of teachings on the importance of benefits of goodness of health. Therefore, I would like to request every individual to give extra care to our health in order to practice. Lastly, I want to express my heartfelt gratitude to everyone that is attending this WBSY General Conference for giving me this opportunity to speak amongst highly learned scholars. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Venerable Karmasai Dorji from Bhutan. Thank you for your excellent speech. Now let's welcome President of World Alliance of Buddhists, Venerable Dr. Pongchai Pinyapong from Thailand. Please welcome.
Please welcome Dr. Pongchai Pinyapong.
Sama sambuddhassa namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Mata Shikwalu, President of the Buddhist Sangha Youth, Most Venerable Anuruddha Mahathero, the Secretary General of World Buddhist Sangha Youth, Venerable sirs, brother and sister in the Dhamma, and Tachen Hao, Amitabha. I hope my voice is clear because outside have the landing. I think the World Buddhist Sangha Youth General Conference this year, first time by Zoom. I think the topic very suitable in this situation. The healthy is the greatest because under the pandemic of COVID-19, so good health is very important. If we have good health, we can do many things in our life. That's why the Buddha said that good health is, no disease is the greatest health, or good health is the greatest wealth. Okay, please allow me to share my PPT a little bit. Today I would like to say about the meaning of the Pochongko Parit. The Parita is mean protection. When we say Parit, chanting, it mean we chanting for protection. Protection from what? Protection from disease, protection from dangers, protection from disaster. So in Theravada Buddhist, people love to listen to the Parita chanting, and monks always give the Parita chanting in many auspicious occasions. So today I would like to share about Pochungko Parit. This is one of the Parita and very important in Sangyutta Nikaya, Taipitaka. Please allow me to share screen, me co-host. Please kindly make me co-host so I can share the screen. It's okay. Okay.
Yes, we are operating, Dr. Pongchai.
Okay. I can share now. Please wait a little bit. Wait a little bit now. I like to share PPT. Okay. Okay, this one, that the topic that I would like to say, the Pochungko Parit. Or the 7 factor of awakening, the Buddhist way of enhancing wealth. In Buddhism, the 7 factor of awakening in Pali language we call Satta Pocangka or Satta Sampocangka.
In Buddhism, the 7 factors of awakening, in Pali called Satta Bohiya or Satta Sambohiya, are 1, mindfulness, 2, investigation of the nature of reality, 3, energy, 4, joy, 5, relaxation, 6, concentration, 7, equanimity. Mindfulness is to maintain awareness of reality. Number 2, investigation of the nature of reality.
We know that how to manage this. We have to drink more water. We have to take rest. We have to eat.
We have to drink more water.
And we try to do as our plan, as the energy, also determination and effort. To do
Number 3, energy.
Treatment of the disease. Third one is joy or rapture or bliss.
4th one is joy or rapture or bliss. Happiness from the effort that we have done.
Our plan, from our effort, success, we feel joy or pity.
When we are successful, we feel joy. Relaxation or tranquility of body and mind.
We feel happiness from your effort that you can done by your plan. You have to exercise.
When we exercise and drink more water and we feel success as planned, we will feel successful and happy. Relaxation or tranquility of both mind and body. When you meditate, you can concentrate. A calm, equanimity, to accept reality as it is without craving or aversion. These are the 7 factors of awakening.
He said that Bhavita Bhavulikata in Pali language means do it again and again repeatedly. There are the story that one occasion Venerable Mahakassapa was
There
killed.
is a story on one occasion. Venerable Mahakassapa, one of the Buddha's eminent disciples, fell ill. The Buddha went to visit him and gave him a teaching on the factors of awakening. At the end of the teaching, Mahakassapa was cured. On another occasion, Most Venerable Mahamoggallana likewise fell ill. The Buddha went to visit him and gave him a teaching on the factors of awakening. And again, his illness too vanished. On yet another occasion, the Buddha fell ill himself, and he requested that his distinguished disciple, Venerable Mahanakunda, give him a teaching on the factors of awakening. The Buddha was then similarly cured of his illness.
This is the method of awareness. We have mindfulness investigation. We have energy or effort to do. Then we can do. We feel joy or happy. Our mind is calm and can concentrate as meditation and go to the state of equanimity. The story still told us that if anyone develops these 7 factors repeatedly like a cycle as a
If
habit,
anybody develops the 7 factors, they will have inner peace and purity in their minds.
7 factors of enlightenment. The 7 factors of awakening or enlightenment.
The 7 factors of awakening or enlightenment are easiest to understand when seen as part of an integrated whole. Mindfulness is another example as an antidote against negative mind states such as anxiety.
But our mortality rate or the danger is very low, only less than 1%. Tranquility or passativity or relaxation
Tranquility or relaxation generates inner peace and alleviates stress. These 2 factors alone generates wholesome states of mind. Investigation of truth, boosted by effort, helps people come to terms with their situation and gives them encouragement. Moreover, the worry of others feel sorry for them is reduced. And by developing bliss, concentration, and equanimity, people's well-being is increasingly enhanced.
The 7 factors of awakening or enlightenment or This is reference from Sangyutta Nikaya Tipitaka.
This is a reference from Samyutta Nikaya.
I don't share with you about the chanting of this sutta. I think it may lack of something because we explained the meaning of the Pochankaparit already, but indeed it's from Theravada Tipitaka. But for today, I would like to share on the Mahayana chanting style, but chanting of Pochankaparit. So please allow me to share only about 3 minutes, half something like that, and then I will end my speech with the Pochankaparit chanting.
I would like to share my chanting.
Wait a little bit. Please wait a little bit.
Sangkato Damana Vijayo Tata Viriya Titipasadi Bojangga Catatabare Samadu Eka Bojangga Satete Sabada Sinda Munina Samada Kata Bawika Bahuli Kata Samwatanti Abinyayani Banaya Jabodia Etena Sacha Wajena Sotite Kotu Sabada Ekasmi Samayinako Mogala Nancaka Sapan Kilane Yukite Diswa Bojange Sata Desai Pecatang Abinani Tuaro Tamu Jim Sukan Kani Etena Sacha Wajena Sotite Kotu Sabada Ekada Dhammarajaki Kilaye Nabi Pilito Cundate Rinata Nyewa Manape Wana Sadara Samodi Tuaca Abada Tanpa Mukasi Tanaso Etena Sacha Wajena Sotite Kotu Sabada Ahina Teja Abada Tina Nampi Mahesina Magahata Kilesawa Patanupa Tidamata Etena Sacha Wajena Sotite Kotu Sabada
So let's thank the Pochung Gopari every day, and we will have the good health, and that is the greatest wealth that the Buddha give to us. Thank you very much.
If we chant every day, we will have good health. That is the greatest gift. Thank you, Venerable Dr. Ponchai Pinyapong, for your speech. Let's welcome Chief of International Relation Division, Dhammakaya Foundation, Venerable Pasura Dantamanao from Thailand.
I offer my humble Master Chief Venerable, the President of World Buddhist Sangha Youth, and also to Most Venerable Mukundagala Anuruddha, Secretary General of World Buddhist Sangha Youth. It is a great honor again to have a chance to speak on this platform of the 17th World Buddhist Sangha Youth General Conference, and especially the topic that is very related to the current world and global threats that has been damaging the whole world right now, which is the epidemic of the COVID-19. No one can deny the importance of health, that is the greatest wealth. The Buddha also has a number of quotes that refer to how wealth is the greatest wealth, and even one of the sutra, Senasana Sutra, which talks about the 5 characteristics of the monks who can easily attain the Dhamma or attain enlightenment. And one among the 5 characteristics is health. Having good health is one of it. That's why in order to want to achieve whether it's going to be worldly goal or the Dhamma goal, health is the essential fundamental to attain anything that any person want to achieve in life. Whatever they want to reach, any goal, any objectives that they're trying so hard to achieve, it takes the starting platform, which is that having good health. However, as everybody around the world is worrying about the current issues, the current epidemic of this virus, take a little look at the history. Exactly 100 years ago, the world has faced one of the deadliest virus it has ever known before, and that was Spanish flu. And actually, this epidemic of Spanish flu in 1919 is so severe that the First World War ended because it's, of course, the epidemic as one of the major factors that really contribute to ending the First World War, because a number of the soldiers who were in battle died because of this epidemic. 100 years afterward, we are facing this virus epidemic again in the global level. Nobody would have thought that among this current modern technology that we have right now, all of this medical knowledge that all of the doctors and specialists out there are having right now, they could do very little to contain and to cure it. And that's why it's been spreading and around the world for a few years now. Virus is not even a living organism. It can't grow. It doesn't have metabolism system. It only replicates itself. So it's not even a living organism. It's even smaller than human cells. It has to rely, it's like a parasite that manifests in the cells in order to survive. And it doesn't even have a thought, mind in order to think, but they just have the job to poison the cell. How could that thing exist? The Buddha gave one of the sutra called Adhammika Sutta, which talks about when leaders are corrupt and not righteous, it will affect that all the officers will not be righteous and corrupt as well. As a result, the priest, the scholar, the householder will be corrupted too. Then it will affect the general public, people in each society will corrupt, will not be righteous. And from then on, it started to affect the rising of the moon and the sun, its cycle, the cycle of the planet orbit, the cycle of days and night, the cycle of the moon, waxing moon and waning moon, the season cycle, until it's affect how the wind will blow. Because when the sun, the moon doesn't really move properly, it changed the heat. It changed the heat. And then that will result into the wind. As a result of that, it will affect the rain. And that leads to, last part, affects the crops that won't ripe efficiently, then affects to health. And that leads to the global epidemic. It's actually said in the sutra that it's all started with when people in society are becoming unrighteous, started to do a lot of negative deeds upon each other. And that leads to all the way to a number of social problems. In the other word, you can say that if people are being irresponsible, immoral, unethical, that will lead to these global issues. And that's why we can talk about the global epidemics of COVID-19, but it's just one thing amongst major global issues that we have right now, from environmental problems, social problems, discrimination, sexual abuses. We can talk about all these major problems because if this one ends, there will be other threat to humans' health. But all of that doesn't sum by just, injecting vaccine to just one person. It has to go deeper than that because the cycle always starts from people being unrighteous. So where do we start? It's not the responsibility of just one person. It's the responsibilities of every single person because all of us contribute for this drastic calamity that exists right now at the moment. So you can see that when all of these problems combine, global warming, extreme weather condition, environmental problem, food shortage, it will lead to social problems like discrimination, hate speech, violence, and leads to international conflicts that leads to war. So that has to fix in the mind, and it's responsibility of every single human being on this planet. Human beings are born with 6 mental defects, 6 physical defects, and 3 mental defects. The physical defects are hot, cold, hunger, thirst, defecation, urination. That means each and every single day, every single person has to consume in order to survive. And then the mind is also manifested with three defects: greed, anger, delusion. So all of these combined with the urge to survive and the mind is filled with defilements. They end up trying to be more selfish, try to follow up with the greed, serve the anger. As a result, it creates a lot of wrongdoings and threaten their survival. More wrongdoing, then it started to deteriorate and degrade the whole society integrity. And that is what's going on. And that's why if we want to fix the world, we gotta have to fix deeper than just the virus epidemic, but all the way to the virus manifested in every single person's mind, starting from curing the mental sickness of greed, anger, and delusion first. If people doesn't have hearing, which is feeling shameful towards their wrongdoing, and otapa, which means fear of the result of their wrongdoings, they're still feeling that doing wrong things, doing bad things, abuse one another, using hate speech over the internet is still good and acceptable things in society. It won't change. If you want it to change, people have to manifest this one first. This feeling that I can put myself in other people's shoes and know that what I have done was not right. It was wrong, it was bad, it will make other people feeling hurt, it will abuse others. And that will lead to developing metta karuna, kindness and compassion. If every single person possesses just this four, metta, karuna, hiri, otapa, kindness, compassion, shame of the wrongdoing, fear of the result of the wrongdoing, it will change the society already. It will start to improve society, and every single global problems that I have just mentioned before will slowly be disappeared, will slowly be resolved one by one. However, how can it get there? That is the main point. It doesn't get there by all of us just minding our own business, caring about just our own survival. As all of us here on this platform are the son and daughters of the Buddha, and the teachings of Buddha emphasize so much on curing that mental sickness, that mental viruses. So it is our job to go out there, encourage people, try to guide them, make them realize the importance how to heal that inside, heal that mental sickness first, because that is our job that has been passing down for generations from the Buddha to safeguarding this planet, to safeguarding humanity, to ensure their long-lasting survival and happiness. After all, the Buddha said, Jikacha parama roka, hunger is the worst illness. As long as people are still feeling hungry, physically, mentally, they will continue to be selfish, they continue to abuse each other, and there will be more global problems, just like this epidemic of COVID-19. It is our job, and I'm quite grateful to be on this congregation and encourage everybody and speak it out in order to come together and really put our effort out there to make the world better. So thank you.
Thank you, Venerable Pasura Datamano, for your excellent speech. Now let's welcome lecturer
Thank
of
you, Venerable Pansura Bantamo, for your speech. Let's now welcome lecturer of Sri Lanka Bhiksu University, Venerable Dr. Kalawane Kamarakapasa.
Good afternoon, everybody. First of all, I would like to convey my heartiest congratulations, 70th WBSY General Conference. At the same time, I would like to give my thanks to the host, Master Huikwan Ru and Most Honorable Mugunuela Anuruddha Nayaka Tehera, the General Secretary of WBSY. Now I would like to share with you. First, please help me to share my presentation. Can you see this? Okay. Okay, first of all, I want to explain what is going to speech today, how to deal with pain. Pain in Pali, we can say the Vedana. Vedana means the feeling or sensation.
Vedana is a feeling or sensation, either pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral.
Psychophysical phenomena. It arises.
Feeling exists as part of a process in the non-stop function of psychological phenomena. It arises from contact through eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, and mind. Pain means unpleasant feeling.
Normally, unpleasant feeling, when we get hurt or if we have to face some bad events, we think that, okay, I have trouble, I am in pain, I have problem, like that. But
usually when there is pain, there is the feeling of I am in pain. There is a pain, there is a trouble, and we have to identify the pain with ourselves. Physical and mental phenomena is subdivided into 5 aggregates.
Together, we can say the 5 aggregates in a short form. These 5 aggregates normally we create self out of these 5 aggregates. We create illusion out of reality. A feeling is just a feeling. It is not.
A feeling is just a feeling. We create the sensation out of the 5 aggregates.
Identity out of development of self and ego. We create all things belongs to mind and I, and
feelings belong to the mind. Because of my ego, I feel more and more pain and suffering.
When they get small trouble or small pain, it's become more and more pain and suffering because they see the 5 aggregates as self and attached to it and the factors that prolong suffering.
Although a pain might be small, it becomes bigger and bigger because they see the 5 aggregates as self and attached to it. Attached to the 5 aggregates is pride.
Normally, the mental pain is something we create after physical pain has arisen. On top
After physical pain has arisen,
we double or triple the pain.
the mental pain is double or triple.
In Sanskrit, we say the prapancha, prolonging suffering of pain. While this type of pain, how to get our attitudes right way towards the pain? That is,
how do we develop the right attitude towards pain?
It does not recognize color, nationality,
Pain does not recognize color, nationality, gender, social status, or academic status.
in reality. It does not change
It exists in reality.
being impermanent. It is suffering.
It does not change its nature of being impermanent. It is suffering.
Go away from pain. We have to face the pain.
That is the truth of suffering. We have to face the pain.
Natural have to be treated equally without any judgment. Being non-judgment is one of the fundamental.
All sensations, pleasant or pleasant, have to be treated equally.
The Buddha's teaching, the first sermon of the Buddha, Buddha utterance is because the truth of suffering in this
The
case
first sermon of the Buddha.
accepted and comprehended. Such teachings
Taught that pain had to be recognized, fully accepted, and comprehended.
Insight arose, wisdom arose, knowledge arose.
Eyes arose, insight arose, wisdom arose, knowledge arose, and the light arose.
As it is the nature of the pain, then you have to recognize the pain, accept it, and comprehend it. Then your eyes arose, insight will be arose, wisdom arose. That is the way the Buddhists how to face the pain or suffering or any kind of
How do
unpleasant.
we face the pain?
We can come to the conclusion we cannot change the nature of pain, nature of
We
happiness.
can come to the conclusion that we cannot change the nature of pain.
According to their own nature and not according to someone wishes.
We can only accept it as the nature.
Happy life and to like to always pleasant feelings, but the nature will not give what you wishes. That is called anatta, non-soulness.
Anatta, non-soulness,
On the pain.
is the true nature.
The nature of the pain is just like the nature of any other.
The nature of the pain is just like the nature of any other object.
Understanding.
When we look into the pain, it gives us insight and understanding.
Watch and investigate it. Okay, thank you very much. May all beings be free from COVID-19.
Thank you. May all beings be free from COVID-19.
Thank you, Venerable Dr. Kalawani Kamarakatapa, for your
Thank you, Dr. Venerable Kalawani Kamasaka.
Thank you, all respectable speakers, for your inspiring speeches. Now let's take a 10-minute break.
Thank you for all your speeches. Let's take a 10-minute break.
And we would like to share with you a short film during this short break. During the crisis of pandemic, Most Venerable Master Shi Guanru has never stopped Dharma preaching and practicing the ways of Mahayana Bodhisattva, just as all respectable elders.
During the crisis of the pandemic, Most Venerable Master Shi Guanru has never stopped Dharma preaching and practicing the ways of Mahayana Bodhisattva, just as all respectable elders and theros from various monasteries from all over the world. Now let's take a short break and allow us to share this short film with you. Mm. 他也完全没跟那个有关。
都非常的 恐慌无助啊。那我们捐赠一些防护衣啦、头罩跟这个口罩啊。而且很重要的是，我们有捐了这个大悲咒水这个法宝啊，它会让疫情退散啊，那么病患就好得快，那么这个确诊的指数也会下降，也是我们医护人员一个保护，大家一起防疫哈，一起作战。现在呢，功德山的僧团来到桃园医院，这里有爆发医护人员的这个产生确诊，送大悲咒水，希望他们能够得到改善然后呢，来这里片场，希望这里平安不要再有疫情。
感谢大家精彩的演讲分享。广大成就。感谢您的演说。
我们现在还在处于疫情的变种，这个是令人更加的紧张的所以我们大家不能放松对于修行要更加的精进，对佛法更加的有信心。我们要不断的来累积功德多做利他的事情多修福报多做功德也多为一切众生来做功德希望一切众生都免于灾难希望呢能够突破这次这个这么危险的变种的疫情希望由于我们大家的努力能够更光明吉祥，能够更加的消灾希望呢世界都能够和平希望呢佛力更加的来加持我们希望佛光普照，天下太平。
那我也不能不用我那几个有。Welcome back, everyone.
Welcome. Now let's welcome member of Media and International.
Let's welcome member of Media International Relations Office of the Secretariat of the Supreme Sangha Council of Cambodia, Venerable Ni Sangkhampa of Cambodia. Please welcome.
Excuse me, Venerable, can I use my slide presentation? I cannot host the screen sharing. Okay. First of all, I would like to pay my homage to Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha, and I would like to respect to Most Venerable Master Sri Gunru, President of WBSY, and Most Venerable Muku Nuvela Anuruddha Thero, Secretary General of WBSY, Venerable Dhamma brother and sister, and today I'm very privileged and have a great honor to be presented with all of you today. This topic very appreciated related to our happening with the COVID-19 outbreak around the world. And I just raised my personal topic to support our topic today is Buddhist values and practice in health sector. So today, the world is highly protected and promoted at once.
The world is highly protected and promoting the advanced educated system more and more. Thus, the global citizens are also appreciated and focused on the healthy value.
Happening at the same time that the world today appreciated and to promote about both of them. And also the world body or everywhere now, especially about the international organization, they always propose about the Happy World Health Day that they celebrate every 7 April to propagate and educate nationally and
A lot of
internationally.
people also celebrate the Happy World Health Day on April 7th.
My history about the higher virtual king of Jayavarman VII, 1181
The
to
higher virtual king of Jaravarman
nationally, which profoundly
also created public hospitals in the whole country, which profoundly named as Arosale, that means the places without sickness. In the point, the higher virtual humor king.
So our Lord Buddha said, Aruksha
Our
Parama
Lord Buddha said,
has the strong
health is the greatest wealth, which promotes and educates the strong health sector.
And the people who are confronting sickness, their future desire and current action will be influenced to the need of delicious food, nice house and car, luxury life, good child, happiness, family.
The people who are confronting serious health sickness, their future desire and current action will be influenced to their need for delicious food, nice house, car, luxury life, good child, happiness, family, higher income, successful work, good credit, social relationship, and long life.
About our health, that is the actual practice. In Buddhism, they have was divided into 2 kinds of happiness or pleasure. As
In Buddhism, health is divided into 2 kinds of happiness: mental happiness and bodily happiness.
So here is the good mental happiness that in Buddhism we
The good mental happiness is the meditation.
So when we have the mind is the master of everything that we
The mind is the master of everything.
the best demanding tool and advanced approach to use everyday life. And so we can use with the Brahma Vihara or 4
We can use the 4 sublime abodes to share to all human beings.
For family and nation
For
and
study, for work, for family,
loving kindness, karuna, compassion, mudita,
metta, loving kindness, to karuna, compassion, mudita, sympathetic joy, ubeka, equanimity.
Brahma Vihara to the world, to outer peace development as well. And another one about the bodily happiness.
Another one is about bodily happiness.
Influenced by the food.
Referencing to Buddha's teaching has also raised that human beings was influenced by foods.
And to support their daily life and living.
The Buddhist food to support our daily lives and living.
And access demand for requisites to support their good healthy body and
clothes, food, accommodation, medicine.
Medicine to support for the sick. So all of this, that is the best in development for them, for all human beings, including us, to access.
This is important for all of us to develop.
At the present time, the causes of sickness are from many places.
At the present time, the cause of sickness are from many places and sources around the world. That is very difficult to determine, evaluate, and deal with. For example, COVID-19 outbreak impacting the global health crisis today.
For solidarity based on our Buddhist principle, and related to our Lord Buddha also clarified the causes.
Our Lord Buddha also clarified for around 2,500 years ago that the causes of illness are due to 4 factors, such as food, weather, stressed mind, past karma.
Happening in our daily life. And another solution based on our Lord Buddha mentioned the causes of being
Another solution based on our Lord Buddha
the good ways that being Buddhist followers
for the causes of being long life.
for the daily life. First, enjoying how to make our life enjoy happily and
For
morally.
people to consider and apply to their strong health in daily life.
Means how to approach
For us to enjoy,
the third point about
moderating in enjoying, moderating in food.
to support our body is healthy, and
We only
fourth,
need the nutrition to support our body,
most important as well, that we use suitable
knowing the time,
to use our life in meaningful, and the last one, practicing Dharma, because we cannot
practicing the Dharma.
because Dharma is the best way to guide us which way is
Dharma is the best way to guide us.
a path. And the last one about the three wholesome deeds
The
about
three
the
wholesome deeds
which are the best approaches to respond the good
are the
houses.
best approaches to concentrate, develop, and evaluate.
Three wholesome deeds, how can
The three wholesome deeds are mind, speech, and action.
and the healthy body. So both of them
If
are
the healthy
they go
mind,
together. And here is the last recommendation related to our good health, to highly respect and follow the Buddhist health
my
principles.
recommendations for good health is to highly respect and follow Buddhist
When we practice
healthy principles.
process of being long life, we will receive about the special benefits. For example, like not needing to lose life,
As the
any
causes of being long life,
money and time, happiness, family, social
not
development.
needing to lose life, any organ, job, life, partners, money, time, happiness, family, social development, and the golden chance to build the good deed for today and afterlife. And when they have
another
fulfilled
what we
qualified
can
life,
do are to
their
compassionate
future desire and current action will be succeeded and accomplished automatically. Finally, when we are good health at the current time, what to think and do are to compulsorily respect and practice more our Buddhist healthy principles are the greatest wealth. Doctors' good guideline and recommendation and other means to help and support the good health development effectively, successfully, and sustainably to be achieved our future goals and present works.
Advance our future goals or present works, especially to contribute and
Especially to contribute and build the good action for themselves, families, societies, and the world prosperously, peacefully, and spiritually. Thank you for your kind attention.
Thank you, Venerable Ni Sokpanya, for your speech.
Thank you, Venerable Sakina. Now let's welcome Director of Social Welfare Department, Mr. Chor Sopana from Cambodia, to give his excellent speech. Thank you.
Yeah, so please let me pay my respect to Honorable Buddhist monk, ladies and gentlemen. Today is the great honors that I have time to share in the General Conference of the World Buddhist Youth by today. And today this is my first time to join with the World Buddhist Youth. For as what you say mentions about health and the wealth, that you say well is the best, is the greatest for the for the wealth. Yeah, so when we say health healthy people is always get happiness, both
Healthy people always get happiness,
mentally and living in the
both
harmony
physically and
are the-
mentally,
is the key to success in the daily life together.
and live in harmony with others, which is the key to success
And the
in
treatment
daily
of
life,
the world disease. In the
together and greatly reduce the cost of medicine and the
So-
treatment of various diseases. And in short,
and also the-
health is gold and
is
silver.
the life and
We
health
all use and hear the word health.
for the when we born in the world. We all use and hear the word health and our bodies and our
When we are born in the world, we all use and hear the word health,
some are
and our
well
bodies
health
and our
issues.
lives
While
are
others
related to health.
the health in the past health was considered on the
Some are
mental
well aware of health issues,
It's
while
like a-
others are not concerned about their health. In the past, health was considered on a
Health,
physical and mental scale.
health. Health is one of the word that in
Healthy
Cambodia,
living is a common desire of everyone.
ballet.
Health is a Pali word meaning happiness.
In this sense, is referred to the absence of the
In
disease
this sense,
of each person.
it refers to the absence of disease in the body of each person.
Its true meaning. Health does not just mean
Nowadays, health
No.
has a broader meaning than its true meaning.
health must define as a state of the complete physical.
Health does not just mean no disease or
Can
disability.
Health is divided
Health is defined as a state of complete
health
physical,
and social health.
mental, and social well-being.
Defines a person with the above
We can conclude that
Maybe.
health is divided into three parts:
well-being of that
physical health, mental health, and
Well, in-
social health.
three areas.
A
Physical
healthy
health,
person
mental
is
health,
defined as a
and
person
social
with all the
Mental
above three
health
qualities,
refer to.
which is the quality of life and
Depend-
well-being of that person,
About
covering all three areas: physical health, mental
How-
health, and
to,
social health.
daily life. When we have
To
the good
ensure
mental
health,
enjoy our
which
life,
is the center of human
our
transmission
family, our
towards
society,
happiness, which is an important asset for human beings.
and enjoy learning
We
about
need to be aware of the three elements of mental,
we can use our
physical, and social health.
and share our feeling with the others and try out
Mental health is a reference to how well we feel
for
about ourselves and how we face the challenges of our daily lives.
you know the meaning
When we have good mental health,
between
we enjoy ourselves,
mental health
know who we are, we recognize our accomplishments, and
physical
enjoy learning about our mistakes as a lesson to guide our lives in the future. We
When
can
we
use
are-
our time to relax, be tolerant, and
Be
share our
careful.
feelings with others,
work well without getting
and
tired.
try out important experiences
Go to
that
school,
we have gained
study, go to
for the
work,
benefit of our mental health.
go to do other activity or to earn the living. We can enjoy our free time taking care
Physical health is a reference to how well our bodies
of
are doing.
Health is
When we are in good physical health,
who
we
know
can do our daily work well without getting tired.
exercise regularly.
We have enough energy to go to school, to study, or do other work to earn a living.
physical
We
health.
can enjoy our free time
That we
taking care of
in-
and caring for our family in our home.
As you know, there's
Healthy
Cambodia,
people are those who know
Healthy
how to
people
eat
from
properly,
the Civil War
exercise regularly, get enough sleep,
in this, that most
maintain good oral health,
knowledge
and
people
oral physical health.
during the Pol Pot region. So at this time, when we finished the civil war in Cambodia, at that time, Cambodia just to start up with the using and with the zero, starting from the 0 point. So at that time, the people just try how to generate income, how to earn to earn money for feeding their children, for supporting their living standard. So they don't know, they don't care about their physical health. But starting from, I can say, 2000, starting from 2000 until now, more than 21 years, then now most of Cambodian people, they are very careful with their physical body, with their physical health. By they do exercise regularly and they go to do hair check or anything, because they think if their physical health is still be poor, if their physical body, physical health is not good, so it's not make the good time or cannot make them to do anything, especially to contribute for promote the others Buddhist activity also. And the third thing, if we go to see is about the social health. Social health is a reference to our harmonize
Social
with
health
the others around us.
is a
When we
reference
have, we feel love, friendship,
to a harmony
relationship,
with others around us.
and also
When we have good social health,
do anything to do
we feel
connection,
love,
and we can solve
friendship,
the peaceful
and good relationships with those around us.
those around us. We respect the rights of the others.
We respect the rights of others
the self-interest
and help others
building a
without
good relationship with
self-interest.
family members, building a maintaining
Building a
friendship.
good relationship with
All very
family members.
As you know, during the COVID-19,
Building and maintaining friendships with friends is all very important for social health.
got the COVID. So at this time, make them very fresh, very stressed while they do quarantine, and when they do quarantine or when they go to treatment at the hospital. So it's very stressful while their social health is very impact. Yeah, very impact. While they cannot go outside, they cannot contact to the others, they can't do
During
anything.
COVID-19,
Yeah.
people
So,
were quarantined,
very
which affected their social health immensely.
bad situation. So within this, then now we also make, for example, in Cambodia, we just to train our people to live in the new contextualize a new trend of the COVID for promoting the social health by educate all kind that can make them to be harmonized and humble with their social health. So in conclusion, as a young people, we
In
must
conclusion,
to take the
lots of young people
all the three areas
must strive to take good care
avoiding
of all
any
three areas of health
habit
by
that affect
avoiding any negative
um,
actions or habits
we are healthy.
that affect these
that
three
is
areas.
Money
When
is
we
the
are
greatest
healthy,
asset
this health
that we
is
have.
gold.
The Buddha said,
Money is a great asset that we have.
hygiene only.
The Buddha said that
If you are one,
we
a
have
disease
to live hygienically
that is
to bring happiness.
lack creative. So this is one. We say the health is the greatest wealth for our body. When we
Health
have
is the greatest wealth for our body.
our health, when we are healthy, we can do anything. We can
When
make
we are
peaceful.
healthy, we can do
make
anything.
the others, and especially we can make anything to be better when we are born. Okay, thank you so much for my presentation and sharing about what is the health and make the life to be grateful and also health is the well for our life. Okay, thank you so much, and please me pray for the Lord Buddha to make all of the venerable Buddhist monks, ladies and gentlemen, to have longevity, prosperity, healthy, happiness, and please be peace to the world, and especially fighting the COVID and to live with the new context of the COVID-19. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Wishing you all health and prosperity. Thank you, Mr. Charles Sopana, for your speech. Let's welcome Deputy President, United Nations Peacekeepers, Federal Council, Thailand, Dr. Lee Kiet Yong from UAE to address his speech. Please welcome.
Your Holiness, Mahathiro, Bhikkhuni, Dharma brothers and sisters.
Your Holiness, Mahathiro, Bhikkhu, Bhikkhuni, Dharma brothers and sisters. My name is Dr. Lee Kiet Yong, Deputy President of the United Nations Peacekeepers Federal Council, as well as the Secretary General of the World Alliance of Buddhists. I am indeed very honored to be invited to present this plenary speech on this auspicious occasion of the 17th World Buddhist Sangha Youth General Conference. First and foremost, I wish to thank Venerable Master Shikwanru, the Honorable President of WBSY and Abbot of Taiwan, Gongdasan Temple, Honorable Venerable Mugunawela Anuruddha Thero, Secretary General of WBSY, and all members of the organizing committee for organizing this virtual conference with the theme, Health is the Greatest Wealth.
Taking into consideration the global coronavirus pandemic.
The global pandemic has caused widespread sufferings and hardships, impacted communities in a way never imagined before, with widespread socio-economic problems. This biggest international crisis in generations and resulting economic recession has negatively affected many people's mental health. The COVID-19 crisis has heightened the risk factors generally associated with poor mental health, financial insecurity, unemployment, fear, social disconnection, educational disengagement, lockdown, and changes in daily routine. This has led to a significant and unprecedented worsening of population mental health. According to the global survey conducted by OECD, prevalence of depression and symptoms of anxieties increased significantly between the year 2020 and 2021. In Malaysia alone, the police recorded more than 1,700 suicides during the pandemic between 2019 and 2021. The three main causes cited were family problems, emotional pressure, and finances. In Buddhism, the Lord Buddha teachings emphasizes immensely on the well-being and mental health of its practitioners. The insight resulting from the Buddha's enlightenment underpins a Buddhist approach to mental health. Buddhism is described as having three key elements. These are sila, precepts or moral conduct, samadhi, meditation, and prajna, wisdom.
Sila encompasses three aspects of the Noble Eightfold Path.
Sila may be translated as discipline, ethics, virtue, or morality. Sila encompasses three aspects of the Noble Eightfold Path: right speech, right action, right livelihood. Living ethically and purely is both the ground of the Buddhist path and its result. Samadhi, translated as meditation, concentration, or mindfulness. Samadhi is the foundation of Buddhist meditation. By stopping and calming the mind through dedicated meditation practice, we achieve inner peace and are no longer controlled by our delusions
Unique defining principle
and conflicting emotions. Prajna, translated as wisdom, insight, and discriminating mind. Prajna is Buddhism's unique defining principle and the key to enlightenment. Using the powerful, concentrated mind of samadhi, we penetrate the true nature of reality and free ourselves from the fundamental ignorance that causes suffering. This is the essential technique of Buddhist meditation. I believe that through the combinations of these three practices, we shall be able to overcome the negative impacts from the coronavirus pandemic, live happier lifestyle free from stress, depression, anxieties with good, positive mental health. Nama Buddhaya, Namo Amitabha. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Lai Kat Yoon, for your speech.
Switzerland.
Now let's welcome Chief Sangha Nayakaya of Switzerland and head of the Geneva International Buddhist Center, Venerable Dr. Kawalama Damika from Switzerland, to address his speech.
Yes. In the morning, good morning to everybody. Maybe good afternoon for you. I'm so happy to talk to you in this very important event today of the World Buddhist Sangha Youth, of course. And I'm so happy to see your faces after so long time. We miss you all, of course. Okay, and I do contribute my words, especially for today, for the conference which has been organized by you all, especially with the Secretary General of the WBSY, Most Venerable Anuruddha Mahathero. Thank you very much for everybody. Dear Venerable monks, nuns, ladies and gentlemen, we are very
venerable monk, nuns, ladies and gentlemen, we are very pleased with the fact that this year's World Buddhist Sangha Youth Conference is taking place through Zoom. Even though the whole world is negatively affected with the COVID-19 pandemic, this is not a reason to minimize our tasks and obligations towards humanity that we have been continuously performing for many years. Therefore, we have to find the flexible way to adopt in the face of challenging situations. We have no room for complacency, negativism, or pessimism. We human beings can only overcome this context by relying on positive and constructive mentality. In this sense, it is important to mention the concept of prasarbi. Shintu Sabyampa, Pali Pasadi. This is a Mahayana Buddhist term translated as pliancy, flexibility, or alertness. It is defined as the ability to apply body and mind towards virtuous activity. Buddhism is being responsible even during times of big challenges.
This bad situation faced in whole world. Arogya Paramalabha. Health is
Arogya Paramalabhya. Health is indeed the most ideal achievement or gain, as stated by the very important utterance of the Buddha. In fact, this observation really corresponds to the current world affairs. During this period, humanity, despite all its technological tools, got reminded by the nature, the fact that it remains a small against the mighty power of the universe. The theme emphasizes the physical well-being, one of the most essential prerequisites for the happiness of all beings. When we are badly affected in physical health, we are totally handicapped and carry no positive energy, not even to keep on doing our day-to-day simple daily activities. In this sense, we have to employ practical methods in order to get rid of any health impediments and to find the peace in our minds. According to the teaching of the Buddha, the most effective way to find the physical health, we should first cultivate the mental health through spiritual upliftment. It means only through the effort of developing the mind culture is it possible to find mental solace. With the power of active, strong, and solid mind culture, we can satisfactorily achieve the physical well-being. Practicing bhavana and meditation are proven tools to achieve happiness and calmness. These are some of the reasons to appreciate the WBSY organization, which are guided in line with the suggestions from the Secretary General, the Most Venerable Anuruddha. We wish that the organization will serve the noble goals of WBSY.
Thank you very much for your kind attention.
Thank you very much for your kind attention. Thank you, Venerable Tawalama Dhammika, for your excellent speech. Let's welcome Secretary General of the International Buddhist Confederation, Most Venerable Dhammapriya from India, to address his speech.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Most Venerable Master Shi Kwangro, the President of WBSY, and all the venerable masters, venerable monks, nuns, esteemed lay practitioners, and all the participants, those who are present here today as participants of this important conference, the 17th General Conference of WBSY. At the outset, I would like to extend greetings and congratulations from IBC, International Buddhist Confederation.
I would like to extend greetings and congratulations to all the speakers.
Excellent speeches and beautiful wisdom, beautiful words of wisdom on the issue of health is the greatest wealth. We are dealing with two important topics today.
We are dealing with important topics today. One is health and the other is wealth.
These two topics are not academic subjects.
These two topics are not academic subjects.
Which are interrelated. Health and wealth, as we have seen.
Health and wealth, as we have seen,
Corona pandemic period, how these impact each other.
through COVID, we have seen how this impacts and affects each other.
The health in general is a state of well-being.
Health is in general a state of well-being,
A state of happiness,
a state of
a
happiness.
state of sukha, piti, whatever you call it. But when the state of well-being is affected,
But when the state of well-being is affected,
to the physical, to the individual,
it affects not only the person individually,
the mental health, we call the mind, it
but also affects the mental well-being and social health,
human beings.
our relationship with fellow well,
Seen during the COVID
the economic health,
when we were passing through the lockdown period, even today, how it has badly, negatively affected the economic health of the world.
we can see how COVID has negatively affected the economic health of the world.
Mental health, social health, economic health, but it also affects the global environmental health as well.
It
Because
also affects the global environmental health as well.
the human nature, the human mind, it is responsible for many of the disasters that take place. The
We
pandemic
have seen the human mind, which is responsible for many of the disasters.
not only the corona pandemic, there have been many other pandemic, epidemic, and disasters in the past. Most of the disasters or pandemic were the result
Most of the disasters of the pandemic are results of human actions.
So here, just I would like to conclude by saying that when we are to talk about health, it is not only to talk about the health of
When
human
we talk about health, it's not only the health of human beings,
beings independently.
as human beings cannot exist independently.
We have to think from the larger point of view,
We have to think from the larger point of view,
health of other living beings around us,
the health of the living beings around us also. Those in the water, in the river. We have to take up the responsibility and responsibility, accommodating others to live as well, to live their lives with security and freedom. It is not only the right for humans to live and exploit others.
This is what we have to change our perception about the worldview or the law of nature, the existence
This
of.
is why we have to change our views of the world and the laws of nature.
I have to say, if we care for
our health and well-being, let's take care of the health and well-being of nature, animals, natural environment, and the Mother Earth.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, the most venerable Dharma.
Thank you, the most venerable Dharmapriya, for your speech. Let's welcome resident monk in Subang Jaya Buddhist Temple, Malaysia, Venerable Indrantana, to address his speech.
Dear President of WBSY, Most Venerable Chief Andrew, dear Secretary General of World Buddhist Sangha Youth, Most Venerable Guru Anuruddha Mahadera, and all other distinguished guests. First of all, I would like to wish you, especially the President and the Secretary General, for successful 17th General Conference of World Buddhist Sangha Youth. Today,
I'd like to thank Most Venerable Shikwan Ru and the Secretary General for a successful 17th WBSY General Conference. In Buddhist tradition, the first and foremost healer was the Buddha himself. In his first sermon at Sarnath Gautam, Buddha expounded the Four Noble Truths. There is distress, which is universal, dukkha. The cause of distress is clinging and ignorance, dukkha samudaya. It is possible to overcome distress, and the way to do so is practice of the Eightfold Noble Path. The Buddha's Four Noble Truths are a path towards healing, for in them lies the recognition of disease, its etiology, its prognosis, and the remedy. These four components form the very basis of any physician's practice. The Dictionary of Medical Ethics points out that the principles governing Buddhism and the practice of medicine have much in common. Both focus on the alleviation and prevention of suffering. Indeed, Buddha was considered a great physician and a psychotherapist due to his compassion and wisdom to diagnose and treat the root cause of all mental and physical malaise. His teachings can be considered a course of therapy, and Buddhist meditation techniques have been abundantly utilized in modern-day psychotherapy for several mental and other chronic illnesses. The healthcare practitioner has a lot to learn from Buddha's teachings and the practice of Buddhist precepts, which would aid him or her in not only fulfilling their role as a physician, but also in living wholesome lives. Our theme of this conference is Health is Greatest Profit, Aragoya Paramalabhaya. The deeper meaning of health, Aragoya, remains hidden for many. In some hospitals in Sri Lanka, the Pali verse, Argya Paramalabhya, is displayed in big letters to emphasize the benefits of being healthy. While it is good to abide by those conventional meanings while we live in this life, we should also try to grasp the deeper meanings to be healthy in terms of physical health and well, and healthy in mental health, which is closely connected to each other. Roga means disease. So arogya means not subject to disease. The bodies of all beings in the human realm are subject to disease. We cannot remove the possibility of the disease until we remove causes for us to be reborn in the human realm or the lowest four realms. But we can choose significantly not to be sick in mentally, especially at the time of bodily sickness, like the novel coronavirus. It's reported by many researchers that healthy mind and healthy mental status will improve our immunity system as well. It will significantly reduce the intensity of bodily pain, or at least it's bearable with attitude of equanimity. In this spiritual practices and meditation is greatly to help people to maintain healthy mental during the pandemic. Buddhist meditation centers and temples in Malaysia and other countries around the world have been closed due to public in order to comply with social distancing measures. But Buddhist temples and centers around Malaysia are offering their teachings via online sessions in order to remind their communities about key elements of the practice.
As well as physical. I would like to suggest 5 steps to follow these during this pandemic. The
following 5 teachings can help people to improve their mental health in current times of fear, anxiety, and isolation. Acknowledge the fear. Buddhist teachings state that suffering, illness, and death are to be expected, understood, and acknowledged. The nature of reality is affirmed in a short chant. I am subject to aging, subject to illness, subject to death. This chant serves to remind people that fear and uncertainty are natural to ordinary life, part of making peace with our reality, no matter what is expecting impermanence, lack of control, and unpredictability. Thinking that things should be otherwise from a Buddhist perspective adds unnecessary suffering.
Every action someone takes for one's care, such as washing one's hand, they are also helping to protect others. So this dualistic thinking of separateness between self and others, self and the society, to break down when we see from this perspective of interconnectedness. Because we as a human being are not separate beings from the nature. So we are interconnected with each other, interconnected with the nature. You know that you can see a very clear example. This virus is interconnected. We have a clear link from Sri Lanka to America to Vietnam or Taiwan or Thailand or China. So all these countries are somehow interconnected one way or another. That is why we are all, the most of the people, most of the countries around the world are affected by this pandemic. So we need to understand that we are interconnected people, and we should have the compassion, and we should have the empathy, understanding of oneself and each other people as well. And the fourth one is cultivating compassion. The Buddhist teaching emphasizes the four immeasurable or four divine qualities: loving kindness, compassion, altruistic joy, and finally equanimity. The Buddhist teachers believe these four attitudes can replace the anxious and fearful state of mind, especially during the pandemic. And the final one I would like to suggest is to use this time to reflect. So we all know that this time of pandemic, sometimes a lot of countries are locked down. Sometimes you have to stay at home. Sometimes you cannot travel to the other places, other countries. So this is maybe a good time for us to practice the Buddhist teaching of reflection. So we can use that time to stay at home instead of worrying and watching the television and seeing the news about coronavirus again and again. But we can choose to stay at home and do meditation and read the suttas. And you can choose many wholesome activities during the pandemic because you are now at home. You are at mostly in one place. So use that time for our reflection, for understand the true nature of the reality, to understand ourselves. So I think these 5 steps would be beneficial for all of us to remain calm and composed during the especially this challenging time. So again, I would like to suggest to practice this Buddhist teaching so that we can be healthy in mentally and physically in both ways. So with that, I would like to wish you all, by the blessing of the Buddha, blessing of the Dhamma, the blessing of the Sangha, may you all be healthy, happy, and peaceful always. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Venerable R. in the and thank you, all most venerable elders and pharaohs, venerable Sangha, virtuous scholars. Thank you all for the above excellent, perfect speeches. Now we would like to invite the Secretary General of WBSY, the most venerable Mugunawala Anuruddha Thero, to conclude. Please welcome.
Abhi Satta Bhavantu Suktatta. Most Venerable Master Si Kuan Group, President of World Buddhist Sangha Youth, and Venerable Mahasangha, brothers and sisters in Dhamma. Today I would like to thank you who joined the WBSY 17th General Conference, and you give big hand for Most Venerable Si Kuan Group and all the organizing committee arrange the successful soon conference WBSY history. This is a pandemic situation, faced everyone, and everyone have a lot of challenges. Most Venerable Si Kuan Group, I would like to again thank you. Do you
Okay, I think today the conference program in no voice.
today who give many valuable speech. I would like to thank you, Most Venerable Master Si Kuan Group, Most Venerable Karma Dorji from Bhutan, Most Venerable Dr. Punchai, President of WAB, Most Venerable, our dynamic Sangha member in the Buddhist world, Most Venerable Prasura Dantamanu, Most Venerable Sopak from Cambodia, Most Venerable Dhammika Nayaka Mahathera from Switzerland, Venerable Dr. Kumara Kassapa, Venerable Dr. Indra Ratana from Malaysia, Mr. Laichet from WEB Secretary General, Venerable Sopak from Director of Social Welfare Department in Cambodia, Most Venerable from Dhamma Priya Mahathero, from Secretary General of IBC in India. I would like to appreciate your speech. We get a lot of experience, lot of teaching. be memory today. I'd like to thank you. Today or tomorrow have a very good speaker for us because today no enough time. Most Venerable Indrayana from WBSY President in Myanmar. He held the 13th WBSY General Conference Due in Myanmar. Dr. Nini from Myanmar, Boni Lama from Nepal, Mr. Mukurja Mangal from Mongolia, and Buntan, Venerable from Laos, Venerable Dr. Dula Palasi Vimalananda, Venerable Abbot of Bapra, Thailand, Buddhist Temple in Sweden, Stockholm, and Venerable Dhammanak from India. Many speakers tomorrow, Vidita Tissa Doctor from Bhikshu University, Anuradhapura, they're going to speak tomorrow. I would like to all welcome tomorrow also join together. We work together in the future. Especially we work together so that on the pandemic situation, we are always suffering. We don't know next conference we are still live or not because situation is danger. I would like to thank you again and organize this 17th General Conference first day. I would like to especially thank our Master Si Kuan Group and all the Sangha members and devotees from Gondasa Temple around the world. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Most Venerable Mugunawala Anuruddhasaro, for your valuable and touching conclusion. Now we would like to invite the President of Conference, the President of WBSY, the Most Venerable Master Shi Kuan Ru, to close this meaningful afternoon with blessing and dedicating merits. Please welcome.
感谢大家精彩的演说分享我们有12位的长老法师做了这个最精辟的这个内容让我们了解到健康是最大的财富让我们一起努力来推动佛法安乐众生能够获得广大的成就。那非常感恩感谢您的演说。那我们明天还有更精彩的演说我们明天见非常感谢大家，阿弥陀佛，祝大家吉祥如意。
Deepest appreciation to all most venerable Theros and elders, venerable Sangha, and virtuous laypersons. We have 12 speakers, and we heard 12 very excellent, perfect speeches today. We learned that from Buddha, health is the greatest wealth. Let's work together, promoting true Dharma, provide all sentient beings with peace and happiness, and make great achievements. Thank you all very much. Thank you for all perfect speeches. I would like to thank Most Venerable Mugunawala Anuruddhasaro from Sri Lanka, Venerable Karma Thai Dorji from Bhutan, Venerable Dr. Pongchai Pinyapong from Thailand, Venerable Pasura Datamano from Thailand, Venerable Dr. Kaluwani Kumarakasapa from Sri Lanka, and Venerable Ni Sopanya from Cambodia, and Mr. Chor Sopanya from Cambodia, Dr. Lai Kat-yung from United Arab Emirates, Venerable Dr. Tawarama Tamika from Switzerland, Most Venerable Dhammapriya from India, and Venerable R. Indarasara from Malaysia. Thank you. Thank you all very much for your excellent, outstanding, perfect speeches. I would like to see you all tomorrow to join us on the second day of the 17th WBSY General Conference. See you tomorrow. Thank you.
谢谢师父。
Let's meet at the same time and place tomorrow. See you all tomorrow. Thank you.
大家对这个疫情呢都非常的恐慌无助哈。那我们今天呢捐赠一些防护衣啦、头罩跟这个口罩哈。而且很重要的是，我们有捐了这个大悲咒水这个法宝啊，它会让疫情退散啊，那么病患就好得快，那么这个确诊的指数也会下降，也是我们医护人员一个保护，大家一起防疫哈，一起作战。现在呢，功德山的僧团来到桃园医院，这里有爆发医护人员的这个产生确诊，送大悲咒水，希望他们能够得到改善然后呢，来这里片赏，希望这里平安不要再有疫情。
Recording stopped.